Live and on your television, it's the payoff pitch, baby. We're back after a couple-week layoff. I'm Jason Mattis. He's, of course, the Hockey Squirrel, and we're, of course, powered by BetUS. Fantastic sportsbook. There's a link down in this video description if you haven't gone over to BetUS and checked them out yet. We highly encourage you to do that. Go ahead and take their free money. Excellent, excellent sign-up bonuses. And like I said, we are back after a long 2-week layoff due to COVID. Back negative in this house, and we're able to get back
for
after.
You, not for me.
No, every
I've been chilling.
Yeah, if people are unaware, the 2-week layoff was 100% my issues and my COVID-related family issues. So I'll apologize, but boy, does it feel good. That's like a kid on the first day of school. I got so many bets for you guys. Yeah, I got so many bets. I just couldn't hold back. I just wanted to fire them off, wanted to get back in here. It was different doing the research. You know, when you're doing it and you're not really in this format of like talking, it just felt so damn good to be back in here with you guys. So already loving these comments today. Got the same group of characters back up in here. Loving you guys. Let's do it. Squirrel, what's up, man?
Hey, dude. So I've taken the time that we haven't spent, I guess, on doing payoff pitch, and man, have I been hard at work. Really, I've almost become nocturnal, where I'm just up all night and I get my things done by the morning, and I've been sleeping in the afternoons. It's crazy, but all the hard work is starting to pay off and be shown to the public, really. And it all starts at hockeysquirrel.com, where I now have started a podcast, so an audio podcast of kind of me just talking about my life as a sports bettor, how I got into sports betting and you know, the business, or just kind of the psychology of sports betting, like not really particularly about specific games like what we're doing here today. But it's just kind of another look, right? Kind of a way for people to connect with me as the Hockey Squirrel more. So I also created a whole resources page. So this is really a collection of links of all the good information I use to research, maybe websites you don't know about, ways to build systems, kind of an outline of maybe how a new bettor could go about creating a, like forming a decision on if a bet is good or not. And I've kind of outlined that in steps and whatnot. So a bunch of things to check out there. Another thing I've also begun to offer is daily and weekly passes along with my monthly membership. So if you just want to try it out for a day, or if you're traveling to a state where it's legal to sports bet and you just want to, buy 2 days, that's totally available for only $5 a day, which actually is, I think, a pretty good deal when if I have 4 or 5 bets, it's like $1 a play. It's not that bad of an investment. So not too many things you can buy for $1 anymore. But that's enough about me. I'm good to go for today if you're wanting to talk about some games. So
speaking of dollar, Dollar Tree's not even $1 anymore. You can
Dude,
look in there nothing.
There's no
they
dollar
don't sell anything
either.
for $1. Nothing for a Dollar Tree is a Dollar Tree.
No, and there's no dollar menus either. Have you been to like some of these fast foods anymore? It's not the dollar menu. It's like the $1.33 menu. You can't even get a McChicken anymore for $1.
You know what? Speaking of eating, these guys need to get some lunch money. We got to get these people paid because people are trying to get paid. It's lunchtime. Let's get some fires out, some winners. Let's move it over to this second inning. We call it around the bases. Let's talk about some of these games. Which ones do you want to talk about there, Squirrel?
No, you start today, buddy.
I got a banger of a one to go ahead and kick off today's show then, folks. How about that Astros F5 team total over 2.5 runs? Love that value at minus 105. The Astros come in pretty decently versus left-handed pitching. They're 8th in batting average, 9th in on-base percentage. They're 8th in slugging, 8th in on-base per slugging. First, though, in K percentage. That is what I'm loving right here. And also got 13th in walk percentage. Who do we have on the mound here for the Rangers? About Taylor Hearn there. Boy, this one's already cashed twice against these Astros. He went 4.2 innings pitched, gave up 4 runs. Went 5 innings pitched, gave up 4 runs. Now you're telling me he's going to see the Astros for the 3rd time against a team that's in the top 10 versus left-handed pitching? Sign me up for an Astros F5 team total. Don't have to twist my arm for that one. Yeah. Definitely.
So one thing I was looking at since last night was this Braves and Nationals, and for the total to go over. And I think it came out at 9.5 and has now moved to 10 at a lot of books. So the line's moving in the correct direction. The thing that kind of brought me off of it was at least like the early distributions of money and sharp action and whatnot. A lot of it ending up on the under, which I can kind of understand, which is why I was a bit iffy about it, because to me, it's the Braves bullpen that could potentially hold things down. It has nothing to do with the Nationals bullpen. I know it's like one of the absolute worst up there with the Kansas City Royals. But the starting pitching isn't great. Each guy has around a 4.5 ERA. I'm expecting them to give up runs. It's just as we move into the back half of the game, if you're needing runs, how many are the Braves going to give up? Is this going to be a game that, was at least needing 10 runs? Now it needs 11 all of a sudden. I think there's a chance for sure, but I don't know if it's really the best play on the board, but something that I thought I would mention because it's moving in the direction I would have thought it would have. Just the money's on the other side, which I don't know. It's just kind of one of those things to watch out for. If it's something that you were looking at, that's kind of my thought on it.
You know, in a day in which I've said I've got a ton of bets and I felt really good doing the research, I actually wanted to give out that Braves team total. I was kind of with you. I was looking at that over. But really just settled on the Braves team total. Much of the bullpen, kind of what you said, right? If you need to get some runs late, you could be in trouble. But I don't think the Braves would be in trouble getting runs late because you mentioned that Nationals bullpen. So maybe if you're going to play that, maybe just take the team that's, better and going up against a far worse bullpen, and you're getting Josiah Gray. I'm not going to end up giving that play out, but I do kind of like that Braves team total. It's at 5, so you can get a push if you only get 5 runs. I don't know. It's kind of worth a look. I like that as well.
Yeah, that is definitely the way to play it, in my opinion, now that you say it. But yeah, I was kind of hung up on that one for a little bit, at least last night. But yeah, I mean, I've been watching the lines all night. I've been up all night. I think I woke up at 10 p.m. and then it's 10:30 a.m. now, so I've been up.
Well, I'll give these guys a play that's not going to be too popular. I don't think people are going to be running to tail this one, but I think they should. Good plus money bet. It's at plus 104 right now over on BetUS. You can get the Royals F5 run line. We're asking the Royals just to be tied or winning because you're getting 0.5. So Royals F5 0.5. Again, you can get that at plus 104 over on BetUS. What do I like about this? Well, you've got the Royals facing a left-hander there in Wood. You've got the Giants facing a right-hander there in Singer. Boy, the Royals have far more advantages from an offensive standpoint. I mean, the Giants right now, yeah, they're a team that you would think would be good, but their batting average right now is only 206 versus right-handed pitching. Their on-base percentage is only 277 versus right-handed pitching, so a team that's absolutely scuffling versus right-handers, and Singer's not been all that bad. I actually kind of looked at this game as a nerfy because Singer's been perfect so far. In the first inning in his 5 starts, has only given up 4 hits, 0 runs, so he's been decent. I just like the Royals of bats here versus left-handers in Wood. I think they can go ahead and get to them. So I expect them to go ahead and have the lead through these first 5 innings. And maybe if it's a tied game, okay, we'll still go ahead and get a cash because, again, you're getting 0.5. So I like their offensive advantage. I like Singer over Wood. So I think the Royals get it done in a nice plus money cash and what I think will be a shocker of the day when the Royals take down the Giants through the F5. Did you have another game here?
Quite an interesting one there, man.
Oh, yeah. I knew I was going to be against the grain on that one, but I love the way the research comes out. Give me around a plus money bet. I love it.
Yeah.
What's another game for you, Squirrel?
Just a second. Another thing I was kind of interested in, again, and I don't know, it's the way that, to me, the line moves or the money is distributed that it pulls me off of certain things. And recently, I've started going against it sometimes, and it has been working out for me. So another thing I would be kind of interested in looking at would be the Twins and the Mariners potentially over. I don't know what you would think about that, but the money is on the under, but the Twins offense to start off with is what I'm taking a look at. And then with that being in the top 10, their bullpen has been in the bottom 10, right? And so you're getting Chris Archer here today, and you're getting Chris Flexen, who was good, and we have identified that, in our previous shows that, last year, like, it's one of the bigger surprises of this year that Chris Flexen hasn't really been who we thought he was. And so to to have him at a 2-7 record, to see him with a 4+ ERA is just very uncharacteristic. But it has been holding true. That he's just been consistently not delivering crisp flexing results. So for those reasons, and then you get Mariners at home, where historically they've been really good as well. With a total of 8 or 8.5, it just seems like something that would go over with the offensive production and the bullpens being offered. But then to see the money being on the under kind of weirds me out. So I don't know. Again, my opinions on those plays, but not sure if I can get there. I don't know if you have an opinion on it.
Don't be scared of the money. I got there. I've got so many bets that I'm not going to talk about this game except for in the rundown. I was definitely going to elaborate this here in, not the rundown, rapid fire. It's been so long, don't even know what we call this show anymore. Rapid fire. I'm on the over. I'm on the F5 over, that is. So if you want to go ahead and lock it in while we're talking, again, I'll get to it when we get to rapid fire. But I think everything Squirrel said is right on. Don't worry about the money being on the under. Those people are going to burn their cash tonight. I'm trying to get you guys cash in your pocket. I'm on that F5 over 4.5. Archer's been dog shit. Flexion's been dog shit. It's going to be nothing but runs. The Twins are averaging 3.0 runs in the first 5. The Mariners are right behind them at 2.47. That one's going over right there, boys. Let's go. Let's cash. We're having this today, fellas. All right, it's time to shut up. You got any pitching props for the people here in the third inning? You got any? Or should we just get right to Mitch Keller? Let's just get right to Mitch Keller. Everybody wants to talk about Mitch Keller, folks. It's Mitch Keller Day. Mitch Keller, what are we going to do with this guy? How about last time? Were you following me on Twitter, Squirrel? We tailed him. We went over his strikeout prop against the Detroit Tigers last one. Got a good plus money cash. What about that? We're going back to fading this bum, though. We're about going under 4.5 Ks today against these St. Louis Cardinals, who ranked 11th best K percentage versus right-handed pitching. It cashed in his last start, as he was only to get 4 strikeouts versus the Cardinals. And overall in his starts, it's cashed in 7 of his 11 starts. This guy is just not going to get a long leash. He's going to go around 5 innings, and you see it in his game log. He made 6 against the Tigers. Well, there's a reason he went 6 against the Tigers. Tigers can't hit the ball right now, and all they do is strike out. There's a reason why we're willing to tail him. These Cardinals aren't the Tigers, folks. They should be hitting him, and should be hitting him hard. So I'll go ahead and take under 4.5 Ks. Think he'll end the game around 3 or 4. It's a little bit juicy at minus 146. But with Mitch Keller, I don't mind paying the juice. This is a guy that respects my cash. He comes through for us. So we'll see if he can do it again for us. What about a pitching prop for you, Squirrel?
I think you might have gotten an entire, a whole strikeout more.
Of course I did.
3.5.
Of course I did. People follow me on Twitter. They're not going to have to pay 3.5. They can get it at 4.5. Yeah, I'm on it, man.
Surprisingly, I'm sitting here looking at Brady Singer, and the amount of strikeouts this kid's put together over the season has been pretty nuts. 5.48, 3.92. I mean, he's capable of doing it, and against good teams too. It's been Houston, it's been Toronto, it's been Minnesota. White Sox, I don't know. But against the Giants, I mean, any time that you have a team that generally has heavy bats, like the Yankees, I would think would have a higher strikeout rate. The Giants, I would think, with these teams that, they're power teams. They swing for the fences and they just tend to strike out a lot. Might be a little decent spot around minus 140 to take Brady Singer.
Yeah, Giants.
And you're already on the Royals there too, so that would help.
Yeah, no, Giants have the 4th highest K percentage versus right-handed pitching right now at 26.2%. I think Singer's got some great numbers. I like that one as well. I want to go back to fading a pitcher here for my next one. I'm going to do Yu Darvish under 5.5 Ks at minus 110. We've talked about Yu Darvish, home and away splits and how dramatic they are. We know it. Boy, they're really dramatic here in his strikeout prop. This is cashed in every road start. Every road start, Yu Darvish has stayed under 5.5 Ks. You add in the fact that the Cubs have the 3rd best Ks percentage versus right-handed pitching and the number 1 walk percentage versus right-handed pitching, you can see a scenario where the Cubs can very easily get Yu Darvish's pitch count up. If they can draw, 2, maybe 3 walks in this game, or at least get them into some deep counts. Add in the fact that they're not striking out. Home and away splits are absolutely dramatic with this guy. It's at Wrigley Field. Yu Darvish under 5.5 Ks at minus 110. Lock that one in, guys. That one's going to be another great cash for you guys. I'm going to go ahead and hit you guys with 3 leans. You guys know how I like to do free rolls. You guys know where these free rolls come from. I like to do a lot of arbitrage bets. I'm going to look to put Taylor Hearn under 4.5 Ks. I'm going to look to put Josiah Gray under 6.5 Ks. I'm going to look to do Brady Singer over 4.5 Ks. You guys can look for those a little bit later on Twitter when I fire out some free rolls. Those 3 guys will be involved in it. They've got some great advantages, and the Squirrel touched on Singer right there. So Hearn going up against the Astros. The Astros have the #1 strikeout percentage versus left-handed pitching. They should not be K'ing against Hearn. They should actually rock him. And Josiah Gray, he's just trash against and going against the Braves. He's going to absolutely struggle. So, like those 3 guys right there in their respective numbers. Let's go ahead and now move over to long shots, 4th inning. There's a plus money bet on the board that you like today, Squirrel?
Yeah, there is. And particularly, it's not because of the statistics. It's fairly close. It's because of the movement, the line movement of the way that the Pittsburgh Pirates came out around plus 170 and have dropped all the way to like plus 155. It just is weird, right? And I think the way that line was set at plus 170, I don't always make a bet because I think that team is going to win. I will make a bet in certain cases because I'm getting too many points on that team for what it is. And in this case, against the Cardinals, you're getting a newer pitcher in a guy named Zach Thompson. He's only pitched 1 game against the Cubs, and I think it was 3 innings. And in the Pirates side of things, you're not getting a great pitcher, let's say, right? But you're getting more experience. You're getting more experience, though. And you're getting a line that's completely folding on itself with like 80% of the tickets on the Cardinals. To me, it would not be worth minus 190 for what you're getting in that game today. And actually, numerically, it is a little bit closer than you may think it would be if you were to look at discrepancy-wise anyway. In most categories, I won't sit here and tell you that the Pirates are the better team. I wouldn't expect them to win, but it may be like a half-unit play that would be worth, some underdog value.
Mitch Keller and the Pirates, you're on your own on that one, brother. That is not a bet I can get my money behind any stretch. Mitch Keller, sure. Ugh, can't do it. All right, I got some good plus money one. What about the Marlins? This is kind of a no-brainer one, right? If you're back in Sandy Alcantara, it's like, okay, no-brainer. So I'll just mention that one, but really move on to one that I really like is the Cubs going up against it. We talked about Yu Darvish, those home and away splits. You've got that on your advantage. You've got a Cubs team that is better versus right-handed pitching than the Padres are against left-handed pitching. Steele is pitching better than what his numbers are. Boy, is this guy due for a good outing. His numbers don't reflect that, but he's been pitching better than what his numbers are. And then the Cubs have the bullpen advantage. So this is a good spot for the Cubs to go ahead and get it off. And if you want to look at maybe one other underdog, if those Royals are leading the game after 5 innings, like I believe they will, then they can probably take that win all the way to the end of the game because they've got a nice bullpen if they can get to their good arms. Bullpen's not good if you get into their bad arms are bad. But if you can get into some of those good ones, then you can get yourself a nice victory. So I like the Cubs, the Marlins, and the Royals all to be good possible underdogs for everybody today. All right, 5th inning keeps swinging. We did some pitching props. Now let's do some hitting props. Do you have anybody today?
Yeah, I got 3 of them I'm kind of eyeing here. I'll go ahead and start off with the worst one, the one that I'm going to fade and say that he's not going to do well. I'm going to take, is it Rice Hoskins? Is that the first name pronunciation?
The Philly. I think they pronounce him Reese. I think it's Reese Hoskins.
Reese or Rice? Reese. Okay, we'll say Reese then. To go under a hit, same as under a total base, 0.5. Under a hit is plus 140, and under a total base is plus 135. It doesn't really make sense to me because it's the same bet, would it not be?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know why they're differently priced, but against Sandy Alcantara, it's 26 at-bats, 5 hits. So that puts him batting 192 against Sandy Alcantara. And if you've seen Sandy Alcantara pitch, if you saw his last performance, he went the distance, the full 9 innings. Were you able to catch that? Or did you see that he did that at all?
Who went 9 innings?
Sandy Alcantara. Of the Marlins in his last outing. So yeah, you got Hoskins there, batting only a 192, 5 hits on 26 at bats. So I'll take him to go under a hit at plus 140. I'll take my chances and
Like that
say
right
he
there.
doesn't get one.
Like it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do two guys that can get a hit for you guys. What about Cole Calhoun? They're the Texas Rangers. He's 7 for 10 up against today's starter with 3 home runs. I'm going to parlay him with Michael Taylor. They're the Kansas City Royals. He's 8 for 16 in his career up against Alex Wood. You can get those two guys to at least have 1+ hit apiece at plus 152. So Calhoun of the Rangers, Taylor of the Royals, plus 152 to go ahead and get a parlay, or to hit parlay. Do you have another one?
Yeah, it was Cole Calhoun and Michael Taylor.
Yeah. You just want to say those are the best two of the day, boys.
They are. They simply are.
All right, so you just echo that and we'll move right along.
100%.
All right, guys, I've been waiting to talk about this next one here and I didn't know which section of the show to put this one in, but I'll keep doing it here and keep swinging. You got Mike Minor on the mound there for the Cincinnati Reds. Mike Minor, this guy is throwing up piss missiles every time he's on the mound right here. In 2 starts, he's already given up 5 home runs. He got 3 against the Nationals, 2 against the Diamondbacks in his last start. Wait, what did you say? Did you say against the Diamondbacks in his last start, who he's facing today? Ooh, sign me up. I'm going to take 2 players to each get a home run and put a half unit on both of them. And then the little cherry on top is the Reds have right now the 24th bullpen in the majors in terms of home runs per 9. So if we don't get it done against Mike Minor, okay, this Reds bullpen is also giving up an absurd amount of homers. Who are the 2 guys I've identified? Christian Walker, he did get a home run 5 days ago off against Mike Minor. You can get him at plus 460. And the other one I'll do is Marte at plus 440. A little bit of value there with Marte. So I'll do him. 2 right-handed bats going up against Mike Minor. We'll take both of those guys to get a home run and put a half unit on each of those. This guy's just giving up all the homers. I can't wait for those guys to go yard today. Get a nice good cash. All right, 6th inning, we call it a steal. What's on the board that you like to that you think's a steal today, Squirrel?
I think you kind of have to back Alcantara at plus odds. I would say it's a steal because really in the numbers, it's more of a coin flip type of game. It's really close to being 50-50, both offensively and in the pitching, as far as what I can tell anyway. And so to give us plus odds with the performances of Alcantara, with, I mean, my God, he's going so deep, 7, 8, 9 innings per game. It's crazy. And the dude's already at, I think, somewhere around 83 innings already, which I don't know anyone else that's gone that many already with a 1.6 ERA and a sub-1 whip. So you're going to give us plus money. And yes, the Phillies have been really good recently. I think they went on some crazy run of like 7 or 8 in a row and then just lost their first game to break that streak. Was it against the Diamondbacks? I think I remember seeing. But I just have to back that pitching on a 50-50 flip. That's, to me, I'll take plus odds on a coin flip.
All right, I'll stay with that same game. I like to give away a NRFI a day. It's a square bet. It's the easiest bet on the board. Is it so easy that I've sitting here, been watching this line open at minus 140? You can now get it at minus 118. It just keeps dropping in terms of getting better return on your investment. Why? I don't know. The books are sucking you in. This is too easy of a bet. The price is only getting better. There's no way people are actually betting over 0.5, so this line shouldn't be getting better. You don't really get to see money distribution on props. You get money distribution on money lines and over-unders, but not stuff like this. I would imagine the money's coming in on the under, and yet this price is only getting better. Don't get it. It's a sucker bet. It's a square bet. Marlins are 28th in runs per first. Phillies are 17th. Both of these pitchers, Nola and Quintera, have been absolutely outstanding in the first inning, only giving up a couple runs each. I don't get it. I don't get the price. I don't know. I'm sucked in, I guess. NRFI, Marlins, Phillies, minus 118. Just hope for the best, but it's an easy bet to make. I don't get it. All right, 7th inning now, coming to a stretch. What's the best bet on the board today, Squirrel?
All right, the best bet that I have is the only bet that I'm actually going to give out for what I have my money on. I did my TikTok video on it. It's on my free plays for my website and everything. It is, on the surface, probably something you would say, yeah, well, duh, right? That you could have done that yourself. I'm taking the Toronto Blue Jays on the run line. It is minus 135 currently. The money line is like minus 300, okay? So, you would tell me, well, yeah, no shit. But the reason, I guess, the deeper analysis here of specifically why I'm doing that, if you go and take a look at the team total for the Toronto Blue Jays, it is over under 5.5, okay? So if you were to take the over there, really expecting them to dominate, that means you're needing 6 runs. This whole year, if a team has scored over 5 runs, the run line is cashing 80.7%. So that gives you like 439 wins and 105 losses. For the extra juice of like 40 points, because I think it's like even or plus 105 for the team total, for the extra 40 cents on the dollar, you are getting multiple more ways to win, right? Suppose it's a 2-0 game, or 3-0, 4-0, 5-0 game. You would not win that on a team total over 5.5. Moreover, right, 3-1, 4, any combination that's under 5.5, you would still lose. So to me, it's worth the 40 cents. Should they not get over 5.5? I mean, if it's a 5-1 game, you'd lose over 40 cents on the dollar, while still having basically an 80% chance to win if they do happen to go over that. The minus 140 price gives you a 58% implied probability. That's what you're paying, when you translate juice, I guess, into percentage. So really, that's what I'm going to go ahead and do, is take the Toronto Blue Jays there to absolutely destroy. Alek Manoah should keep that line down. If you've seen his last games, I think he went 6 innings with no runs. I think he made it in his very last start. I watched that one. He's got a great pitch arsenal, and he's going against Kyle Bradish, I think, if I remember off the top of my head, like 6.5 ERA. Blue Jays are at home on top of it all, I do believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a little juicy and whatnot, but sometimes, there's a reason to take those, and I will go ahead and do so.
Hard not to like the Blue Jays today. Good one right there. I'm going to go ahead and do my best bet of today is going to be in this Reds-Diamondbacks game. Look, before I get into the bet, let me just say I think this series isn't over. You're going to see me bet this game bet this series in every game. I'm going to be betting the over in some fashion, whether it's a team total, full game over, some fashion. Today I set it on the Reds team total over 3.5 at minus 140. I tweeted that price out last night. It's gotten better. You can now get it at minus 120 at some various sportsbook. It's a 2-unit play for me. I don't get it. I think the Reds will easily get to 4+ runs. You got the Reds going against Merrill Kelly. He had 5 rough outings, and then he had a really, really nice outing against these Reds last time out. We all know how that's going to favor the hitters coming around. So I don't expect him to go 6 innings, pitch with 0 runs 5 days later against the same Reds team, a Reds team that is in the top 10 for its right-handed pitching currently right now. And then if we don't get 4 runs against Merrill Kelly, kind of talks about how these bullpens are terrible. Well, there's a reason why I'm going to be on the over in all 3 games of this series. Look, the Diamondbacks bullpen, 27th in home runs per 9, 29th in BABIP, 28th in ERA, 25th in FIP, 27th in WHIP, and 30th in opponent's batting average. Bottom of the barrel is this Diamondbacks bullpen. Reds aren't much better. They're in the 20th in all those categories, 29th, 28th. Again, I'll be on this over a lot in this series. So, again, get a Reds offense that's top 10 versus right-handed pitching. Don't expect Merrill Kelly to reproduce that same production he had 5 days ago. I like the Reds team total over 3.5 runs at minus 140 for a nice 2-unit play as my best bet of the day. 8th inning, we call it double play. We'll give these guys a parlay that we like today. What's your parlay of the day there, Squirrel?
I think for the first time ever on this show, I'm going to go ahead and try out a same game parlay. Correlated parlay between a money line and a total. And I think I would go ahead and line up the Chicago White Sox on the money line with the under 8.5. And the reason being, you get Lance Lynn coming back today. I think it's season debut for him, and he's coming back off of a knee injury. But his career stats speak for themselves. They've been very good. So Generally, I don't like to bet on a season debut, an MLB debut, or NHL debut for that matter, or coming back off of injury, because you just simply don't know how they're going to perform, right? But I would also have to believe, conversely, that they wouldn't send him out there if he wasn't ready, he hasn't been practicing, and he isn't back to health, right? I would trust him and his experience over Ronnie Garcia. No real clue who he is. Pretty brand new, I would have to think as well. Somebody I'm not familiar with the name anyway. And, you know, the results haven't been great for him, but beyond all of this, Detroit offensively is really near the bottom of the board. So I don't expect a lot of runs. I expect the Chicago White Sox to win the game. And if I put both of them together, I get a fairly good case for a same-game parlay that would be correlated between a favorite and an under.
Yeah, I think the under is the way to I think the better of those two plays. The White Sox probably do squeak it out. Man, Tigers have a good bullpen. If they get into a bullpen game, if this guy can't go deep, I even likes the under there even more. So who did you? What did you parlay it with? What was that second piece of that parlay?
I took the White Sox money line and the under 8.5 in a same game parlay.
Oh, your parlay was the same game parlay. Okay, it was the White Sox and the under 9.5. Cool. What did that come in at? Just curiosity.
I don't know because I didn't bet it.
All right,
I have no idea. You caught me. You put me on the spot there. But no, that's something I would do. It's probably, I don't know.
I'm just curious.
I have no idea.
Right.
I can't. It's got to be decent though.
Sure.
I mean, it's what, like a -110 and a -135, whatever that would come out to. I don't know, +200 or something.
All right, my double play is going to be those Blue Jays that you mentioned. I like those Blue Jays. I'm going to do the Cardinals. We're on different aspects there between that Pirates Cardinals game. I can't get behind Mitch Keller. Nothing. Okay, he gave me a good cash. I was able to find an angle, but man, that guy's generally an absolute bum. So I think he's absolutely going to struggle against a Cardinals team that just crushes right-handed pitching for power. Yeah, Blue Jays Cardinals for me. It's +112. It's best parlay of the day, boys. Lock it in. Let's go ahead and move now. We'll go ahead and do the closer. We'll go ahead and give these guys all of our bets in. Let's talk about all these games in our rapid fire section. So why don't you talk about your bet, and then I'll run through mine. Or what do you? Yeah.
Yeah, I talked quite a bit about mine already. I gave a deep reasoning as to why, and I read here by Armchair MMA. Blue Jays are his favorite team. He's going to pass on the game. He doesn't usually lay runs on a run line. I don't either. I'm going to be honest with you. I really don't. I've been finding, however, it's significantly easier to win run lines in baseball just because of the nature of it being a higher scoring game than hockey. I really, really don't touch puck lines very often in hockey, as every single goal means so much more than a run in baseball, it seems. And there's certain games where you get 18-5. You'll never have that in hockey, right? So there are some really good run line systems out there, and you definitely can find it in the data, especially if you have the ability to back test in some sort of database, and find those spots that are most likely to hit. And I think that this is one of them for the Jays today. So.
All right, let's go Blue Jays. As you guys can see right there, I've got a lot of bets. I was excited for today's slate. Let's go ahead and run through these. Astros F5 team total over 2.5 runs at -105. Reds team total over 3.5 runs at -140 for a nice 2-unit play. Royals F5 run line, so we're getting half a point here at +104. Talked about it there. Twins and Mariners F5 over 4.5 at -110. Mitch Keller of the Pirates under 4.5 Ks at -146. Got Yu Darvish of the Padres under 5.5 Ks at -110. I mentioned Calhoun there of the Rangers and Taylor there of the Royals. Parlay them together to each get a hit at +152. Christian Walker to have a home run at +460 for a half unit. And then his teammate there, Marte, to also get a home run at +440 for the other half a unit. Let's go ahead and run through rapid fire. Let's go to BetUS, pull up these lines. Again, if you haven't jumped over to BetUS, get over to BetUS and take their money. There's a link down in this video description. Let's talk about all these games from a run line, over, under, and money line perspective. Give you guys our thoughts right here. Let's kick it off with Braves and Nationals with an over-under of 10. Braves at -145, Nationals at +125. I will go with I'll go with the Braves run line. If they're going to get it done, I don't think they're just going to win. I think they're actually going to get into that Nationals bullpen and hammer them. So I'll take the Braves on the run line.
I know somebody said they were entertaining the idea of taking a Nationals money line in the chat. I was looking at the over when it was 9.5. It's 10 now. I guess I would stick with the over. It seems sketchy, but other than that, I think the best way to bet this game would be that team total on the Braves, like we had talked about also. So many ways you could do it, but I just expect runs at the end of the day from this matchup.
Marlins and Phillies are up next with an over-under of 8. Marlins are dogs at plus 105. Phillies are at minus 125. I mean, it's hard not to like a lot of
the
it.
Marlins just keep sinking in price. They just keep sinking. It's already gone from plus 120 or 125 to 115 to 105. They just keep going down. You have to follow that money in that line movement at that point. I just think you do. Alcantara is just too damn good.
And Marlins are still hot versus right-handed pitching. They've got the number 4 batting average versus right-handers in the last 10 days. So give me a hot offense. Give me an elite pitcher in Alcantara. I'll jump on that Marlins money dog with you
Absolutely.
right there. Orioles and Blue Jays are up next with an over-under of 8.5. Orioles are dogs at plus 220. Blue Jays are down to 275. That's been up in the 300s most of the day. So that's coming down to minus 275 on BetUS. I would just take the over 8 if you don't want to pay any juice. Take over 8.5 on that game.
Yeah, I'm on the run line for the Blue Jays. I don't see it really any other way on that.
White Sox and Tigers are up next with an over-under of 8.5. White Sox minus 135 with Lance Lynn season debut against Tigers and Garcia on the mound there at plus 115. I'm going to go ahead and do the Tigers plus 1.5 on that run line. Look, I love their bullpen advantages. Both of these offenses are bottom 10 right now versus right-handers. You don't know what you're going to get Lynn in a season debut. Give me those Tigers on the run line. What about for you?
I think you can play it two different ways, personally. We talked about the under, which I expect to happen, and for reasons of Detroit not really producing offensively. The White Sox aren't absolutely elite in the batting, but also I think the pitching should be good enough on both sides to lead you to an under, and I think the White Sox win as well. So I think you could do it either way or potentially parlay it. I did look at it. It was plus 219 is what that parlay came out to, just so we get everyone filled in on that.
All right, good stuff right there. Next game is Pirates and Cardinals with an over-under of 9.5. Pirates are plus 155. Cardinals are at minus 180. Cardinals have lost 6 in a row, coming in scuffling. The Pirates, sorry. Give me, it's Cardinals. It's Cardinals. It's Mitch Keller. What are we doing here, folks? Why are we even considering the Pirates? It's Mitch Keller on the mound. Who would do a crazy thought like that?
Hockey Squirrel.
Hockey Squirrel is on that. All right.
Yeah,
so
I'll take let's say like half unit Pirates though. I mean, this is not like a full unit risk, but no, really. I mean, I'm dead ass. I will take the Pirates.
No. Hey.
Okay. All right.
It's just friendly shading.
Talk to you tomorrow about it. I'll talk to you tomorrow about it, dude. Let's just move on.
Pirates and Cubs are up next. Pirates and what do we got here? Pirates, Cubs got over-under of 9. Padres minus 130. Cubs plus 110. This is a great dog here for those Cubs. Get behind those Cubs. I love the dogs today.
Sorry, I was reading something.
Hey, can you even take You can even take Cubs on the run line. I know a lot of people have a minus 150 cutoff. Seems to be a pretty popular one. Cubs run line comes in under minus 150, and you get a run and a half. Take that.
I kind of wanted an over, to be honest, but then I remembered the Padres bullpen is pretty damn good, isn't it?
Yeah, this is not bad.
I would probably pull the trigger on an over just because I don't feel like picking a side, personally.
So you're going to take
but it's nothing. It's not a game I'm actually on. Yeah, I would just go over 9, I guess.
Over 9, Padres and Cubs. Astros and Rangers are up next with an over-under of 9. Astros are at minus 160. Rangers at plus 140. I can't wait to talk about this game a little bit, or this series a little bit later when Hearn's not on the mound, because I think the Rangers are in a great spot to go ahead and walk away with this series win. They have the bullpen advantages. They have some of the hitting advantages. They just don't have the starter advantage today with Hearn. So I'd back the Astros today, but don't be surprised if we're on the Rangers a little bit later on in the week. What about for you?
Yeah, I'd back the Astros again, too. Have you seen the Astros trend for unders this year? Like how crazy that actually is.
The unders?
They're like, yeah, dude, there's like 65 to 70% of their games are all unders. It's incredible.
Bullpen's
has to
good.
be because, yeah, it has to be because of that bullpen. Because and you know what's so surprising to me though is they're not absolutely just destroying offensively. Like you would think that they kind of would. You know what I mean with that lineup that they have. I mean, just it's guy after guy that just can rip the cover off the ball, and you would just think that they would score a lot more. Their offensive stats would be way higher than they actually are, and they're really more so in the middle of the road offensively, and then they just have an elite bullpen, or great pitching that keeps those games under. Now against the Rangers, I'm not sure that I'm convinced on an under, but that's where the money seems to be. So I don't know. I guess maybe an under, but I would more lean towards just backing the Astros for today, specifically like you talked about.
Yep, I agree. All right, Reds and Diamondbacks are up next with an over-under of 8.5. This over has fallen. It started off at 9. I almost tweeted this one out yesterday, and then I jumped on the Reds team total instead. Yeah, I like the overs in this series. I'd be on over 8.5. Reds are dogs at plus 130. Diamondbacks are at minus 150. Give me the over of 8.5 runs. I don't even hesitate.
Of course, yeah. There's no other way to play that. I don't know why you would try to take an under in that game.
Yeah. All right, Royals and Giants are up next. I think this one's going to be the surprise of the day, folks. Royals are at plus 150. Giants are at minus 170 with an over-under of 7.5. I would take another game. If you've got a minus 150 cutoff, maybe you do like a Royals Cubs run line parlay. Get both of them. You're getting both teams at plus 1.5 runs. Both of those are at under minus 150. Give me the Royals run line.
Boy, maybe I don't know. I'll try an under in this game.
Under right there.
What?
I said under right there. You're on under.
Yes, under.
From an under to what I believe will be an over in this Twins versus Mariners series of over 8.5. Both of them are at minus 110. So the books are telling you we don't know who's going to win. Well, we tell you there's going to be runs, and I agree with the books. There's going to be runs, so give me over 8.5.
On which game?
Mariners and Twins. You said the cash is coming in on the under. That's what you said, right?
Yeah, because I was looking at an over. Statistically, yeah, because you're getting a top 10 offense and a bottom 10 bullpen in the same team of the Minnesota Twins. You're getting the Mariners at home and two starters that are kind of shaky. Yeah, don't really care to pick a side. I guess I would take my home team Twins if I had to, but over is the play for me on that.
Over. I agree. And you can get all those bets right now over on BetUS. Again, there's a link down in this video description. God damn, it felt good to be back with you guys. Man, look at the comments in the section, boys. Everybody was on fire today. Loving the energy, loving the passion. Loving it, guys. Thank you guys so much. Make it fun. Sitting here talking with the squirrel. You guys make it interesting and fun. I appreciate it. We'll look to be back again tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Don't forget, jump over to thehockeysquirrel.com. Check out all that great information he's got over there. And we'll see everybody back here tomorrow.
For only $5, so not too bad.
Let's cash.
See you later.